All right, welcome. Today, we're getting practical. We are building your innovation playbook. This is all about how you, as a leader, can really master strategic partnerships to drive real, measurable results for your business.
So let's just jump right in with a really big question. Can your organization truly innovate in a vacuum? I mean, really think about that. The short answer is no way. In today's hyper-connected world, trying to go it alone is pretty much a recipe for falling behind. And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of our playbook. The source material is crystal clear on this. You just can't innovate entirely on your own. To really pick up speed, you have to build bridges with universities, with startups, with tech providers. This isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's an absolutely essential strategy for today. So the big question is, how do we build those bridges so they don't fall down? Well, it all starts with the right foundation. And that foundation is built on three core principles that are frankly non-negotiable. Principle number one, and you could argue it's the most important of all, is strategic alignment. Every single partnership, every collaboration you even think about has to have a clear why that connects directly back to the mothership, your core business goals. And just to be clear, alignment isn't some vague connection. It means every partnership has to actively support your long-term vision and where you want to be in the market. Think of this as the bedrock of your entire structure. If it's not solid, everything else you build on top of it, well, it could just crumble. At the end of the day, this is all about delivering tangible value to the business, not just chasing after some cool, technically excellent idea. As this quote points out, if you can't draw a straight line from the partnership to a business goal, you've really got to ask yourself, why are we even doing this? But you know what? Even the best strategy on paper will totally fall apart without the right people. And that brings us to our second principle, stakeholder engagement. You can have the most brilliant partnership idea, but if you don't have your own people on board, it's pretty much destined to fail. And this definition just nails it. It's about actively involving people to build shared ownership. When you do this up front, you head off all that internal politics, the confusion, and the resistance that can quietly sabotage even the most promising innovation projects. So here's the quick and dirty checklist to make that happen. You've got to engage stakeholders, really understand their different points of view, and deal with their concerns proactively. When people feel like it's their project too, you build an internal army of champions for your innovation. It's that simple. Okay, our third foundational principle is all about adapting to change, and it's called continuous evolution. In a field like AI that's changing practically every single week, you just can't set it and forget it. So what does that really mean? It means your playbook isn't some static document you write once and then just shove on a shelf. No, it's a living, breathing system. Your organization has to build the capacity for constant learning and adaptation. Because what works today might be totally obsolete tomorrow, and you have got to be ready to pivot. Okay, so we've got our foundation: strategic alignment, stakeholder engagement, and continuous evolution. Solid. Now let's build on that with the game plan. These are the three proven patterns for success. And here they are: phased implementation, clear governance, and measurement and learning. I want you to think of these as the proven blueprints for turning those principles into a real, functioning, successful program that actually gets things done. All right, let's really dig into these patterns because this is where the rubber meets the road. First, phased implementation. This is your secret weapon against the big bang project that just collapses under its own weight. The goal here is simple: start small, get an early, visible win, and then use that success to build momentum and credibility. Next up, clear governance. I know it sounds a little bureaucratic, but it's really about speed and clarity. It answers one simple question: who makes the decisions? Without clear roles, projects stall and accountability just vanishes. And finally, measurement and learning. You got to have clear metrics to track progress, to demonstrate that ROI, and this is so important, to learn from what's working. This data is the fuel for your continuous evolution. All right, now this is where it gets personal. We've talked about the what and the how. Now, let's turn this playbook into a practical tool that you can actually apply to your own organization, like right now. So I want you to take a second and really think about this first question. Where is your organization right now? Be honest with yourself. What's working when it comes to partnerships, and where are the real pain points? This is your current state assessment. Now, let's look ahead. What does great actually look like for your organization? And what are the specific gaps between where you are today and that ideal future? This little gap analysis, it's absolutely critical for creating a real roadmap for change. And so crucially, how will you know when you've gotten there? This ties right back to our third pattern. What are the metrics? How would you actually measure success? Is it speed to market? Is it access to new talent? A specific ROI? Here's the thing. If you can't define it, you can't achieve it. And that brings us to our final thought for today. Forget the grand 5-year plan for just a moment. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is the very first innovation bridge your organization needs to build? Who do you need to talk to tomorrow? That one single step. That's how this playbook becomes your reality. So what's yours?